On average, Americans spend about 5.5 hours on their phone every single day. And guess what? If you're younger, it's even worse for you. And trust me, I'm no exception. There are plenty of times when I find myself reaching for my phone without even realizing it. So today I'm taking my actual screen time and making that my reading goal. That means no phone, no cheating, and no shortcuts. Just me, my books, and my deteriorating attention span. And to make things a little more interessante, every time I touch my phone, I have to add an additional 10 pages to the reading time. So the stakes couldn't be higher. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea how bad my screen time is. I just know within recent weeks, I have been touching it entirely too much. I feel it. Like, it's the first thing I pick up in the morning and the last thing I put down at night. So I know it's gonna be bad. Oh my gosh. Guys, I think this is the worst it's ever been. My current screen time is 9.5 hours.
Please! Please! No!
The call's coming from inside the house. Oh my God, wait, but I'm not like the other girls. I'm not like the average. I'm above average. This is really bad. I'm so scared. No, I usually am really on top. Let me explain. I'm usually really on top of this, okay? It's just within recent times, I've been feeling a lot of stress. So every time I get stressed, I look for excuses or I look for distractions. And a lot of the times it is my phone. As we see, it is my phone. I'm scared. No, that's actually so bad, guys. And I know the last times we were doing this, my screen time was like 5 hours, 6 hours, and I thought that was bad. This is definitely the worst screen time I have ever had. Things need to change. Now, if we're gonna get her done in a day, we gotta start right now, which is why I already picked the book we're gonna read today. Today, we are reading The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I'm really excited about this one. At this point, I've read everything by this woman except for the Shadow and Bone series. So I've read the Six of Crows duology, I read the Ninth House duology, and now we're reading this, The Familiar. But this one's gonna be even more exciting because this is based on her family lineage. It's set in Madrid during the Spanish Inquisition, following a young girl named Louisa, who's a lowly maid who knows a little bit of magic. But this is the type of thing that could get her killed if the wrong people find out, which is apparently exactly what happens. One day she's using a little bit of her magic to make her life a bit easier, and suddenly she's thrown in this world of nobles, politics, and superstition. So basically what I'm getting from the synopsis is that it's a mix of historical fiction plus gothic fantasy in that lyrical prose Leigh Bardugo is known for. So I'm hoping this is basically like the Six of Crows duology, just more grown up, historical, and eerie, because the last books that we read by her were the Ninth House duology, and to be honest, if I could be honest, they were just average for me. They weren't that good. I felt like she was doing way more than was necessary for the series, and it was kind of all over the place. So I'm hoping that she goes back to her Six of Crows duology roots in this book so that I fall back in love with her writing, because right now I'm a little on the fence. I don't know how I feel, you know? But we gotta stop yapping. We gotta get started because we have 9.5 hours, babe. I'm not scared. So we have a little less than 7 hours left to go, which means we've been reading for 2.5 hours, and I just made it to page 106. And so far I have a lot of thoughts. First of all, it reminds me a lot of Bury Our Bones and the Midnight Soil. And I can't tell if it's because of the setting, because it is set in Madrid. It is set in like the Spanish Inquisition, so back in that time. It reminds me a lot of one of the vampires from Bury Our Bones and the Midnight Soil. But again, I can't tell if it's the character Louisa herself or if it's just the setting. I just really like the atmosphere so far. So far in the story, we have an underdog situation. Louisa is constantly overlooked and underestimated just because she doesn't come from money. So the label of poor or just poverty stricken has made people kind of ignore her through society, but she's made that her superpower. Because of that, she's constantly slipping into places that she's not supposed to be. She's overhearing things that she's not supposed to hear because people don't think that the help is going to be much of a threat, and that's where her power lies. And she's currently utilizing that to change her life trajectory. She's not settling for the cards that she was dealt, and I love that in a character. Vibe-wise though, I will say compared to her other books, Leigh Bardugo's other books, this is giving very much Ninth House, but in a much better setting, in my opinion. It's a lot more historical. I feel like the magic, the stakes makes more sense here, and I like the main character more. The only thing is, while reading so far, and again, it's only been 2.5 hours, while reading, I have been itching to grab my phone. I haven't, which is good, but I've been itching to grab my phone, so I feel like today is gonna be really, really tough because we're not even halfway through. Again, just 2.5 hours, and it's really giving like addiction because I don't even realize like it's not around. I made sure my phone wasn't around because I don't want to read an additional 10 pages for every time I touch it. But it's like I constantly am looking for it, and having it absent and making me realize how many times I subconsciously reach for it is very embarrassing. It is humbling me so bad because I didn't realize how often I do it. I have like constant like tics. It's just me trying to grab my phone, and it's just really bad. So we're going to continue to lock in. We're going to keep reading. So far, I'm really enjoying it, but I will have to change our tactics because I have to clean my kitchen. My kitchen looks pretty insane. We cooked dinner and then nobody cleaned up, which happens from time to time. So now I do want to switch over to the audiobook. Again, we are not touching my phone for anything but the audiobook. We're going to listen to it on Libby, and then we're going to see how far we can get. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been on my phone 3 times. I don't know what happened. Okay, let me set the scene for you. I was cleaning the kitchen. I was doing the Lord's work. I was really putting my elbow grease in it, right? And then suddenly I was like, oh my gosh, wait, let me see how the group chat is. Because by the way, I forgot to tell you guys this as well. I'm reading The Familiar with Kinsey and Sarah. And you know, Kinsey and I have the exact same reading taste. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm more than halfway through the book at this point, and I'm feeling a little weird about it. I feel like it started off really well, but then it got really weird. And I was like, wait, is it just me? Or does Kinsey feel the same way? Because if Kinsey feels the same way, then I feel validated. You know what I mean? Not the best thought process, but my thought process nonetheless. So then I'm checking the group chat. By the way, fun fact, she does feel the same way about me. So now I feel validated. After that, I was like, what if I just went on Pinterest? So then I go on Pinterest, and then I'm looking up outfits, and then I'm looking up makeup routines, and then I see some really attractive men on there. I'm not gonna lie to you. We are friends. And then suddenly it's been like 15 minutes. Ugh. I catch myself and I'm like, no, this is literally the whole point of the video. You are an addict, Kalila. You are an addict. And then suddenly I put my phone down. I go back to the audiobook. I do like the audiobook, by the way. There's voices. I get the accents. I know how to pronounce words better. And the male main character, oh, please. The accent makes it so much better. So then I'm like, you know what? Go back to your book. I'm listening to the book, and then I get a notification. From TikTok. What do? I go on TikTok, see what everyone's talking about. Suddenly, that's my second one. But then I'm like, you know what? No, never back down, never what. This is the whole point. You got to get your life together. I put it down a second time. Then I'm cleaning. I'm like getting myself ready for the week because today's Sunday. And then all of a sudden, my phone's in my hand. And I was like, no. But I had already looked at Pinterest again. So I'm coming here, arms open, being honest, and letting you know, after these 9 hours, we got to read 30 extra pages.
Please!
Be your own self. Now, before we get back to reading, I do want to let you know why I'm feeling weird about the book. We currently have 4.5 hours left for this thing, but let me just explain. It's weird because it has all the elements, all the trappings of a book that I'm gonna love. It has the eerie gothic vibes. It has the underdog main character. It has this dark element of her magic kind of being forbidden. She's constantly looking over her shoulder. She's trying to take care of herself. It's kind of live or die stakes. It almost feels like we have all of the best ingredients, and yet the meal or the recipe didn't come out the way that it should. And let me just preface this by saying I don't dislike the book. I think the book is good. It's just I don't know. It's strange. First of all, it's going in a direction that I did not expect. It's almost very like quest-like, and she has to go into this tournament, so to speak, against other people, and I just didn't see that in this novel. And with that twist of an element, plus the historical element, plus there's like a romance too, I feel like a lot is going on, and they don't necessarily blend very well. And I just feel like I'm being pulled in 3 different directions that are not becoming homogenous at all. Like I feel like one element is this, one element is this, and then one element is this. But I will say the romance in this novel, and you know, I have not been on a romance kick at all, but the romance in this novel has been carrying it. Like literally pulling all the weight, doing the Lord's work in this book, doing overtime. Please. You know what I go feral for. Don't make me say it. The way this man kind of hated her at first, he's like brooding, quiet. Ugh! I need it. And she's doing a really good job. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's like more adult. It's not explicit. It's not like cringy or anything like that. It's the perfect amount. And it has literally been carrying the story for me. Like, yes, she's in this tournament. Yes, there's this religious aspect. Yes, there's this historical aspect. I'm not really here for all of that. Come here. Give me that. Yeah. Give me that romance. Oh! So with that being said, I'm like, all of these things sound good on paper, but the execution is not really coming together for me. And that's such a bummer because, first of all, I really do love Leigh Bardugo. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom has made her one of my favorite authors, or one of the authors that I'm always going to buy one of her books for. But with that being said, the Ninth House duology hasn't been good. This one is still better than Ninth House, but I think it's just falling short, and I think it's me. I think it's my expectations, which is so unfortunate because I know she has it in her. I know she has it in her. This is a book after the Six of Crows duology. We're on page 212 right now. This is after the Six of Crows duology. I know she has it in her. Leigh! Lock in! And then I'm like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna stop supporting her? Absolutely not, because she's a gem. And maybe she's having like these experimental phases where she wants to try something new, and I'm all for that. I love an author who doesn't pigeonhole themselves in one genre or one type of writing, and she's not that person. Like, we have Six of Crows, which is so different from Ninth House, which is so different from this. I think the Shadow and Bone series is very close to Six of Crows, but I think it's because it's in the same world, so obviously you have to. But I love that she's never stuck in one element. Like, she knows that she has had a lot of success in the Six of Crows kind of genre, so that fantasy, heist, underdog group situation, but she's not leaving her creative wiles in that section. She's still trying to do other things, and I love that she's constantly trying to grow as an author. But I'm gonna need something else. And not to point fingers, but maybe that's why I tried to grab my phone. Ew, that was so gross of me. Take accountability. No, I'm sorry. I hate someone who doesn't take accountability. This has nothing to do with Leigh and everything to do with me and my phone addiction. We grow here, okay? We grow on this channel. We don't blame anybody else for our shortcomings. That was all me. Had nothing to do with Leigh. Dang. And I also want to say too, with this tournament style focus, I thought that it was going to be a smaller portion of the book, but it turns out so far, halfway through the book, it is pretty much the entire book. I can't see it ending anytime soon because she's so thorough and she's explaining every single part of this trial. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I feel like there was an opportunity to really flesh out this main character in a different way. And Louisa is becoming more of her own person. She's becoming more powerful, not only within her own physical power, but also her emotional power. Learning that she's not anyone's puppet to be played with and that she can really control her own destiny, no matter how terrifying that is. That is a really cool thing that I feel like we could have explained and explored a little bit better. But because it is this tournament style thing, we have to look at the other competitors. We have to see like her interacting with them. It kind of takes away from the romance. It kind of takes away from Louisa, in my opinion. I just thought it was going to be a smaller portion of the book. I thought it was going to be like, she does this tournament and then we go on to the next thing, because this entire book, us as the reader, we have been trained that this is like the biggest moment of her life. Like, this could really be crazy for her. And I feel like we're just constantly being like, next time, next time, next time. And the author is telling us like, this is what's going to happen next, but we never get to the next part. We're just stuck in this tournament and it feels like it's going to be the rest of the book. And I think that that is so disappointing because there was so much opportunity for something else. But again, I know this doesn't sound like it. I am enjoying the book. I like the book. I just think that I went into it with higher expectations and it's not really meeting those expectations, so naturally that's a little disappointing. But again, Kinsey and Sarah are reading this as well, so I do want to hear what they're thinking and see if we're on the same page. Again, we are only checking my phone because we are doing something for the book. I'm not looking at anything else but this message so that I can show you guys we are still reading the same book. Okay, let's see what Kinsey had to say.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. I don't know how I'm feeling about this book. It has all the elements of things that I really, really like, and it went in like this different direction. I got to that part, I'm just gonna say shadows. You'll know what I mean because you're ahead of me, Kalila. And I'm just like, wait, I thought I would really like it for something's not clicking.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Not clicking, and I'm rereading pages and pages. Like, I just keep rereading things and like listening, but like going back and like reading more, and I'm just like, something's not clicking.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's not like I want to keep turning the pages, you know? Like, I don't want to keep like, and it's not that I even don't like it. It's just that I'm like, it's not gripping, you know? It's not
yes, that's how I feel.
And I don't know what, like we were saying, like, Bury Your Bones, loved that book. Very gothic, very like, you know? And Dowry of Blood, very gothic, very like, I can't think of another word outside of gothic, you know what I mean?
Okay, yes, so we do feel the same way. It's just like, it has all the elements, all the trappings of a really good book, and yet I'm like yearning for more. I'm wanting more, and I just feel like we're constantly like on the edge of something great, and then it just never happens. And I think Sarah's still at the point where we were at, where she still enjoys the book, but I don't think she's gotten too far. Let me see.
Okay, I just finished chapter 2 of the book, and there's something about the writing and the way the story is told that feels very Bury Our Bones. I know it's not the same, but feels the same, but I think it's just because they're both based in like, you know, have like scenes in Latin countries. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm on chapter 3. I'm so glad the chapters are short. God bless America.
Yes.
I mean, not really. I mean, not America.
The chapters are super, super short, and that is one thing that has been helping me get through this book so far, because like, I don't know, even though it's the same amount of pages, it's the same amount of words on the book, being able to say that you completed a chapter is so nice when you're just reading a book all day. So having those short chapters are really helpful. And I do like going back and forth with the audiobook and the physical book, because with the audiobook, again, I'm able to do other things. I was able to clean my house. I was able to get ready for the week. But with the physical book, I like turning the pages. I like that there's sprayed edges. I like that I can underline certain sentences that meant a lot to me. But again, with the audiobook, I love that there is those accents. I love that there's the pause, the comedic timing, or the intense timing. When someone's yelling, someone actually yells, and it just makes you feel like you're more immersed into the story. So I do like that. But I think best case scenario, we'll do it in tandem. So I think that's what we're going to do now, so that I can refocus and not touch my phone again. We did it, guys. We finished the book. And you know what's super funny? It took me 9 hours and 41 minutes to finish this book, and we needed to read for 9 hours and 29 minutes. So we're done at the exact right time. I gave myself those extra 10 minutes because we were going to finish the book anyway, and I did pick up my phone 3 times. I am sitting on this book and I'm really thinking about it, and it was good. And I still believe that it was better than Ninth House and Hellbent, but it wasn't as good as the Six of Crows duology. And I don't think it's fair for me to compare them because they're all so vastly different from each other. The only thing that this is similar with is Hellbent, because it's darker, a little more grown up, but it's unique on its own because it's historical, it's set in Madrid, it's set during the Spanish Inquisition, and the magic system is obviously different. I did really like Louisa, and again, I really enjoyed the romance in this book. I just didn't like the tournament aspect, and I was correct, by the way. It did finish up the entire book. Towards the end, it was like the repercussions of the tournament and how they dealt with that, and I just felt like, I don't know, it just went in a completely different direction, honestly. It did not go in a direction that I expected. And again, that's on me as the reader. I don't know if I would have went in with a different ideology for the book and maybe it would have been better for me. I will say the audiobook in tandem with reading the physical book helps me like it a lot more as well. It's just those elements of it being super religious based, and then the tournament, and then the romance, and then this main character. I felt like there were so many elements that just didn't blend as well together as I would have hoped. And that's just unfortunate altogether. I think if I had to rate it now, it would probably be a 3.5 or a 3-star, maybe 3.2, 3.25. I hate doing those stupid decimals for ratings, but sometimes books are just in between. And I feel like this is definitely in between because it's not like a 3.0. It's definitely better than a 3.0, but is it a 3.5? I don't know. I feel like 3.25 feels the best for me, which means it's not a bad book. 3 is a good star rating. It's average, but it's a little bit above average. So I would say 3.25. Yeah, I feel confident in that rating actually. But now, because I wanted to touch my phone, that's on me. Again, that's on me. We're taking accountability in these streets. We do have to read 30 pages of something else. So let's go find another book. This is your internet dog, Milo, wanting attention. Do you have something to say for the people, Milo? Yeah, I felt the same way about the book. Okay, well, you don't have to say it like that. She could be listening. Let's go see what we're going to read. I personally kind of want to start something that is maybe a little bit more of a thriller, just because it is still the fall season. I feel like this is the perfect time to read thrillers. And I'm usually not reading a thriller. I want to be a thriller person. It's just not within me. So let's see if we can find a good... Oh my gosh, wait a second. What if we started King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby? I love his writing so far. I'm really starting to get into his work. This will be my 3rd book by him. I feel like this would be a great thing to start. And then if I like it, I can just continue it later on. Should we read this? Yeah, I think you're right. Just call me an overachiever because I actually read 34 pages, mainly because it was in the middle of the chapter if I would have stopped on page 30. But now I ended chapter 5 and it is already really good. I'm not going to lie to you. S.A. Cosby is pretty wild. All of his books, first of all, there's a few things that I really like about his writing. He is a Southern boy at heart, and that just does something for my soul. It always reminds me of home. But secondly, all his books are nuts. Like, they're wild rides, and they start off immediately throwing you into the story, which I personally like in a thriller. So they're always super captivating. So now we finished this. I am tired. All we did was read today. Okay, we checked our phone 3 times. Relax. 3 times. That's still far better than like the 80,000 pickups I usually have. So I am very proud of myself. I do wish I would have had like a perfect run, but here we are. It's literally just starting and trying to change something that you know is wrong. I think that is the most important part. And it also reminds you to slow down. I think that we constantly have so much information being thrown in our faces at any time of the day. It could be about anything. And it's just not healthy because we expect the real world, like once we put that screen down, we expect the real world to be that fast as well. And that's just not reality. And I feel like taking breaks away from it, taking detoxes, cleanses from not only your phone, but like social media and things like that really help you stay grounded and be more present. So I think I definitely learned that from today. And it just taught me that I need to slow down, enjoy the moment a little bit more, be more present, enjoy my physical books, have a hobby that makes you take your time because it makes you think a little bit slower too. And I really do appreciate today. It was hard. It was very difficult, but it was a great reminder of those things. So I personally highly recommend you trying it as well. Let me know in the comments below, first of all, what's your screen time? And if you've ever done like a social media detox or a phone detox. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for reading with me today. We read some good books today. Didn't finish one, we did finish another, and I'm super excited to see y'all in the next video.